I know what you're trying to do right now is get like into like our candid conversations. You know, like candid, like the photos where it's like, oh bitch, don't act like there's a camera there. It's like just be yourself. And then all of a sudden, what does the girl do? She can't not notice the fucking camera in the room because she's like, let me try to do a Marilyn Monroe pose or something. And it's like, bitch, I'm trying to take a picture of you because you're naturally beautiful and you're ruining it. It's like, but you want that for our talks. You want our talks to be like every day, like I'm just having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a phone recording. But it's like, fuck it, I'm having a conversation with you.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean,
you're trying to be like, you know, fuck YouTube, fuck fame, fuck the fans, fuck all it. But I mean, like maybe take a step back. Maybe we don't say fuck the fans. Like this maybe on the next one we get into that. But it's like we jump into the topic. And it's like, what's the topic today, Max?
Okay, the topic is, I guess, Ottawa clubs or just clubbing culture. I don't know. Both? I guess that would work.
So clubbing culture, like maybe we can
evaluate what we've been dealing with for the past 2 years. Can't say 2 years. I'd say 3. Because before it was somehow decent, but now it's just. Look, personally, I love clubbing. So for everyone out there that's like, well, clubbing sucks. You know, there's not even chicks there. Like, I don't go there for that, because I learned a long time ago that.
I do.
But primarily I don't. Not anymore. Because I'm like, you go there, and the nights where I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna have fun, have a drink, and then dance, and enjoy the beat, and not think that there's people there. I had the most fun time.
Yeah, the best time.
Yeah, and the worst time I had was when.
You went there and you were expecting things. You were expecting to pick up. You were expecting to meet some fire bitch and have her name be like Giselle.
Giselle.
Yeah, Giselle's a fire name. But anyway.
I want a Jessica. I haven't had that in my roster. What name?
I'm Jessica.
Just because. I don't know. I like that name.
I'm trying to think if I slept with a girl named Jessica.
You probably did.
Come back to me in future episodes to see that. But no, you know what? Like what you're saying, Clinic, like it makes a lot of sense. Like my whole attitude is like the culture has changed. And I mean the first people to tell you that are the ones that are 40. You know? Not like the people that are like, oh well, during the Second World War, like not our grandparents.
Nah.
It's our dads and our moms that are like, 40, 35, whatever they want to be.
Yeah. And
it's like, oh, when I used to go out in Ottawa, I went to On Tap. Or I went to fucking like China White.
Wow.
What are these clubs now? These clubs now are China White has now turned into fucking like Tequila Jacks.
Tequila Jacks, yeah.
But first it turned into Tequila.
Yeah.
Now it's Tequila Jacks. And it's like, what the fuck did On Tap turn into? Well, that's liquor store now, right?
Yep.
And now liquor store severed off and it's split into Green Room, right?
Yep.
I remember before it was Green Room, it was the Live Lounge. And then after that, it turned into Industry Room.
Well, Live Lounge was still, wasn't that in between the two?
No, it was the same shit.
Oh, really? Okay.
So Green Room was always separated.
Yeah.
But now, it went from Live Lounge.
Yeah.
After it got split off to Industry Room to Green Room.
Yeah.
And now it's Green Room. And it's like, okay, calling a place Green instead of Industry, but still wanting Industry nights is the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, the culture has changed. And part of that culture is, like, anybody that used to go out 10 years ago will tell you, like, they used to go out and they used to be like, fuck, I really want to make sure that I'm getting to the club at 10. Because I'm going to have so much fucking fun if I get there at 10. I have 4 hours to fucking drink. 4 hours to fucking dance.
Yeah.
4 hours to do whatever I want because it closes at 2 a.m. Now, the culture's changed. Because you and I do it all the time. It's like, hey, try hard. You want to go out? It's like, yeah, I want to go out, but like, who the fuck's going to go out before 11? It's like, you know what? Fuck that. We're going to show up at 12. Why don't you show up at my place at 11? We're going to drink.
For an hour, yeah.
And then we're going to go out for free.
Yeah.
Because we know people.
Yeah.
And then more importantly, after we go out for free, it's like, what are we going to do? We're going to buy maybe 1 or 2 drinks because we drank a bottle.
Yes.
At the pre-drink.
Uh-huh.
And pre-drinks are a culture now. It's like society, it's like the new social build on how a night will go down. It's like you need to have a pre-drink. It's like, are we doing it at Becky's house Are we doing it at Rebecca's?
Yeah.
Are we doing it at Jamie's?
Yeah.
It's like, which one of these bitches is hosting a pre-drink
Yeah.
in their daddy's apartment? Because that's where everybody's going. And then at 12, maybe they make it out to the bar. 7 out of 10 nights they don't.
Right.
But maybe they make it out to the bar. And if they do make it out to the bar, within their first drink, they're too drunk to be there.
Yeah.
And they're either losing their friend,
Get kicked out.
getting kicked out, or throwing up all over themselves like fucking idiots.
Or all three.
Yeah, I mean, there's cases where I've definitely seen all three. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know my past, you know what I've done. And
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
my whole thing is like, the culture has changed. Anybody that's in the scene in Ottawa will tell you the culture has changed. And like, they'll also tell you if you can figure out a way to revert shit back to the way it was for our parents, like, you'll make money. But like, the problem is, it's not a cut and dry formula. So many bars have been like, oh, well, if we give people guest lists and we say, hey, if you know me, you get in for free
Yeah.
up until 11:30
Yeah.
to promote them to get out. Like, it's like, you and me think to ourselves, it's like, oh, well, guest list is till 11:30, but that's for everyone. Like, for me, guest list all night. So
Yeah.
I'm going to show up at like 1 and get it and not pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
guest list isn't, it's not the marketing campaign that it used to be.
No.
When this numbers like first started sagging off, it's like, oh shit, well, you know, I can just pay guest list and get in. Instead of having to like grease the doorman or do this or do that. It's like, I pay guest list, which is gonna be free because I know the owner of this bar.
Yeah.
And then that's good until 11:30. Fuck, like, I guess I can stay out a little bit later, but more importantly, I'm still gonna be there before 11 because I want to maintain not paying money at the door for cover.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, those changes happen only because like the focus of the club changed from, you know, trying to have a good time with, you know, hooking up with people or at the very least getting phone numbers to it's a reason to just meet up with friends that you have and then you have an excuse to like act like an idiot being out. Because a lot of times I go out and I'm like, okay, well, I don't understand why there's 7, 8, 9, 10 chicks being there. They know they know each other, and then all they do is they're just there. Like, you know, if Becky moves to the back, the 9 friends are moving to the back. If they stay in the middle, they stay in the middle. So I'm just like, what is up with, you know, people nowadays where they're just shy of just talking to people? It's almost like, hey, we have an excuse to be out, but we're still in the same group. Like, I don't know if it's just because, like, you know, with all the technology that we have, we made it easy to just sit at home, you know, swipe left, right, or send messages online, and then now we're just like, okay, I'm going clubbing to see if I can attract, I can have attention to make me feel good, and then after that, you know, I kind of warm it up with all that tension, and then after that, the one dude that either was fucking or the one dude that, you know, he's out, but then he doesn't find anything, so either gets frustrated, he starts talking the girls out, or he calls this 1 or 2 girls that he knows, and then, you know, they meet up after. So I just, you know, that I think the aspect of Ottawa, the problem is it's either people are just way too shy for their own good.
Yeah.
And then they just find an excuse that, okay, I'm out, let's drink. And then the fact that I'm drinking, all the shit that I wanted to do, which I would be scared of either being judged for or whatnot, now I can do it and then just blame it on the alcohol the next day.
Yeah, fuck it. Inhibition's the win, right?
Yeah. But ultimately, it's like, why don't you just be righteous with it and just be like, all right, like I'm a chick, I want to make up with this guy, or I'm a guy, I want to talk to that girl. Like, what's the issue? Like, at the end of the day, we all get rejection from this and that. Like, if I go on an interview and I get rejected, you know, you didn't get the job, I'm not stopping my search until I find one.
Yeah.
But when it comes to people, all of a sudden it's like, this one girl's like, oh, blah, blah, you know, clinic, you suck, get the fuck out of my face, and then now I'm down for the night.
Yeah.
And then the very fact that I'm down for the night, now she feels better now. Because it's like, oh, I have this much quote-unquote power over someone that I don't even know.
I think to answer your question, it's kind of like, what kind of way have we leaned towards as a society again, moving away from the culture that we've discussed, right?
Yes.
Like in terms of the Ottawa scene, the Ottawa club.
Yeah.
And I think the answer lies in the fact that now, like you said, we're willing to hide behind devices. We're willing to be like, let's go on a Pokemon Go date. And let's go to POF and meet at this bar from POF, but then I show up in your catfish, so I see you and I know who you are, and I'm like, no, fuck that. And I never make the connection. And you're like, well, fuck this bar, fuck this site, fuck everything because I'm hot, even though you're not. And it's like, I came here like to meet up with this dude, even though I was gonna catfish him, but it's like, doesn't matter because like I made the effort.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It's a me first mentality. And it's like, well, if I'm willing to make the effort, like the fucking world should make the effort. And don't get me wrong, there's a finite line between bitching and feeling like you're owed. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that feel like they're owed.
Yeah.
I feel like there's the equal, if not more part that's like just bitching. And they're out there trying to say like the world's broken. Which means like nice guys, and you hear them all the time. It's like nice guys finish last. So it's like you're an asshole, so I'm gonna fuck you, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's like, but you hear both sides of it. And the example for what we're discussing is simple. It's just you can either decide to accept the culture that the Ottawa club scene is now, which is hey, we're gonna go out at 12. Hey, we're probably gonna buy one set of drinks instead of buying like the 8 that we normally would.
Yep.
Back when it was our parents' day.
Yep.
And hey, more importantly, like there's gonna be nights where I go out with my girlfriends and I just want to dance. Like I'm not there to talk to dudes. If dudes talk to me, then they're invading my space and fuck them because this club should be safe.
Yeah.
And I should be able to just dance without having to fucking worry about guys.
All right.
Like, but you also gotta be able to take the negative culture with that too, and you also gotta be able to say, you know what? I know that the scene has changed.
Yeah.
And I know that like. You know, I'm going to show up to this club at 10, but, like, no one's really going to be here till 12. I know that, like, paying covers a bitch, but, like, if I don't know anybody, I have no way out of it. And more importantly, like, the nights where I show up and I'm on guest list, like, fuck me because I showed up at 12, and this guy's being a dick because he won't let me in, and my guest list was only good till 11:30.
Right.
You know, like, you can't have it both ways. And that's the problem. As society, like, we want the cake. And the only problem is, in addition to cream pie in the cake, we want to fucking eat the cake too. It's maybe not in that order, you know, like
probably not.
But like, it's like people want to eat the cake, they want to fuck it, and then they want to cream pie it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's probably the order. That's all I'm saying. But like, I'm like that's the issue too with society because people think to themselves, it's a me first mentality, and we covered this in other videos.
Yeah.
And we talked about like how girls are trying to find husbands at the club now, and that's changing. We talked about Tinder on other videos and shit like that. But it all ties into what we're saying, which is that the culture and the scene in Ottawa has changed.
It's bad.
And
but it's
bitches decide, hey, you know what? I'm gonna get dressed up, I'm gonna look hot, and more importantly, I'm gonna pick up. If a girl decides and she gets it in her head that she's gonna pick up, there could be 2 guys in the bar and there could be 25 chicks. Like, reverse scenario. There could be 2 girls in the bar and 25 dudes.
Yeah.
And this girl could be like, well, I'm not going to pick up. But there could be 25 girls and 2 guys in the bar, and she could be like, well, I'm going to pick up, and then pick up. Like,
yeah.
It's that simple. And we talk about this all the time, Clinic. It's like, well, try hard. Well, Clinic, you know, like, you don't have, like, you have a dick. So because you have a dick, you lose. Right?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Okay.
And the only reason for that is, according to the scene, according to the way things have changed, if you decide, hey, you know what, I want to go to an Ottawa club and I want to pick up that pretty girl that I consider to be a 10. It doesn't matter what your version of a 10 is. If that person's version of a 10 is actually my version of a 6 or vice versa.
It doesn't matter. We all
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like when you see your 10, you're like, I'm going to pick that girl up.
Yes.
No matter how attainable she is, you're at a disadvantage because if she saw you and she thought the same way and you were single and you had no reason to say no, you don't always say yes, right? For girls, it's the opposite. If they have no reason to say yes, they're always going to say no, right? If you haven't walked over and like done something either amazing and like peacocked them or negged them or fucking did this or done that or had like outstanding game, they're just like, hey, can you fuck off, please? Like, you're a nice guy, but fuck off because I've got 4 thirsty dudes that are going to try to fuck me and I might fuck one of them because I feel like going home, right?
Yeah.
Or you've got the other girl, it's like, hey, can you fuck off? Because I'm just here to dance with my friends.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you mean? Like, you're not a lesbian. It's like, oh, well, only you, and they come at you from a completely feminist approach, only you would think that I'm a lesbian because I said that. Actually, I'm just here with my girlfriends, and we're having a good time. We don't want to be bothered by guys, so go fuck yourself. And it's like, you know what? That's cool, but you came to a dance club. I'm at the same dance club. You paid $7 to get in, or you were free? Probably free. I paid $7 to get in.
Yeah.
I bought drinks all night. I did whatever. I'm not trying to say I'm entitled to your vagina because that's not a thing. But I'm saying as far as like going about vetting and having the process and having all that done,
yeah,
like you basically at this point done everything but done a criminal background check on me, right? Because you know that I'm walking up to you. You know within 5 seconds how I'm talking to you, how I'm going to treat you. You know within 3 seconds whether or not you're attracted to me. You know within 10 seconds whether or not I'm boyfriend material. So at the end of the minute conversation, even if I'm just fucking like sitting there saying nothing of relevance to you, you're gonna decide, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go home and fuck this guy's brains out, or hey, you know what? This guy should get lost because I'm just here with my girls.
Yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, ultimately, when you need to understand, it's like it's an HR department. You know, it doesn't matter how you view it and you see, oh well, you know, we have so much to offer. Ultimately, they're the ones that says yes or no. But the only problem with that is just the fact that, you know, it's I think it's a respecting. I think, like, what you're saying is, like, okay, like, I'm going through the process of being out. Like, why do you have this arrogance where you can just say things like that? Because ultimately, if we don't take you or we don't take me and then we take some dude that she's attracted to, based on the fact that within 5 seconds she knows, you know, what's gonna happen with that dude, that conversation changes. Even though it might have been the mission at the beginning of the night. Because I'm pretty sure, like, girls will meet up and say, well, you know, we're just gonna be out. But, you know, they say that, but ultimately it's almost like with a little start, right? With a little condition. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna go out and have fun, but if there's that dude that catches the eye, then at that point, like, don't watch for me.
Yeah, don't watch for him because I'm gonna go home with him.
Right.
It's like let's give that guy a name. Let's say that guy's name is Dustin, right?
Or John Doe.
Or John Doe. Wasn't John Doe? Because Dustin, like, that's a person. Like, we know Dustin. Anyway, it's like let's give that person the name John Doe. It's like, all right. If I'm a bitch and I'm like, oh my god, girls, I'm so excited to go out with you. Let's say we're going salsa. Or we're going to Latin Sparks. Or we're doing whatever. It doesn't matter. There's a bunch of shit going on in Ottawa.
Latin Sparks was fire.
Fucking Google it. That's what I'm saying. But it doesn't matter. It's like, let's say we're going out.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it's like, but if I see John Doe, it's like, girl, I'm going to let him go deep. Yeah. Because, like, John Doe has my number, and he knows. Oh yeah. It's like, I don't even give a fuck that John Doe's got other bitches or this or that, because, girl, like, John Doe is fire. Right? Because that's how girls think. Because the problem is, girls today, they're different from our moms, right? They're different from our grandmothers, which is why they're all hoes now. Okay. And people, I made this comment in previous videos, and, like, it was received or it was poorly received or whatever. And, like, personally, I don't give a fuck because I don't do this channel for that. I do this channel for me. Yeah. Ultimately. Right? And it's like, if I'm going to make a statement which is like women are out there acting like hoes today, it's because they are, right? It's because when I think to my mom, right, and I think to the scandalous shit that my mom was doing, like, the worst thing my mom ever did, and maybe this is throwing her under the bus, I don't mean it, but, like, maybe it is. It's like the worst thing my mom ever did is she was fucking necking, not making out, necking with some kid that was like 2 years her junior. Okay. Like when she was in middle school. Yeah. Like that was like so taboo. But what are we talking about now? We're talking about like the 1960s, early 70s type shit. Like, and this is when drugs was on full display. It's not like people were doing more drugs now. No. Or they're doing anything. It's just the difference is now it's like you do drugs and then you post cat photos, and I know you're doing drugs because, like, why the fuck are you posting cat photos, right? Or some stupid shit like that. It's like I know you're high because, like, you just put up 3 links about like how people that are high get more work done.
Huh.
It's like, why would you put that out if you weren't high?
If you're not about that life.
You know what I mean? It's like, but to the point, it's just like, shit has changed. And you know what? Like, these girls today, they want to be treated like hoes. Whether or not they are hoes, yet to be determined, but they want to be treated like hoes. And there's several examples that both Clinic, yourself, and me, we can think of on top of our head. We're not going to throw, the point of this podcast is to throw bitches, hoes, fucking people, doesn't matter, under the bus. Like, the point of this podcast is just to be straight, right? Like, when a girl walks up to you and she's like, you know what? Rather than being in a relationship with you, even though you're going to offer me exclusivity, I'd rather just have sex with you because it's more convenient and I don't want either one of us to catch feelings. What does that say to me? Like, you'd rather just be a hoe right now. Like, that's fine. Like, cool. Because, you know what? I benefit from that, right? If it wasn't beneficial to me, I wouldn't be cool with it. But I benefit from it because then I'm like, okay, cool. I can go meet other like-minded hoes because coming from the same mindset that you're coming from, and I can play them the same way that you're telling me to play you.
Well, actually...
But when you give me an instruction, like, you're giving me a booklet. Like, it's like I just bought a new fucking stereo system or something. And there's an owner's manual. You're basically giving me that, and you're saying, hey, Ray, here's the directions. If you want to play me this way, play me this way. Instead of me trying to go out of my way to do that and manipulate you, you're like, you know what? I don't want to be manipulated, Ray. Instead, just play the game this way, and you'll win me.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, to finish your thought, I think that it would be better that way, but I feel like the problem is when girls say that, they don't really mean it. I.e., they go with what they feel at the moment. Like, there's no philosophy when it comes to this shit. Like, and what I mean by that is, it's how they feel. So it's like, I feel this way. I feel like, hey, I met Tryhard. I feel like I should just fuck him. And I'm gonna tell him that. But then, and you know that because what tends to happen 2-3 months down the road is, oh, well, we haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks. What happened? You're like, yeah, but that's the schedule. Oh, but I want to be more than that now. Why? Well, I don't know. I got addicted to the dick. I don't fucking know. But that's what I'm saying. They're not righteous with it. It's like if I tell a girl, hey, this is what's going to go down, my philosophy is I don't want to catch feelings and I'm going to be doing that other shit on the side. Right? But her, it's like when a chick does that, it's almost like, okay, I feel this way at this moment, but then at any moment I can switch it. And then instead of just playing my cards right as a chick to make the guy want to be exclusive, I'm just going to fucking throw the shit because I don't have a gameplay. Like, and you know, when it comes to girls being scandalous and then doing all that, the only reason they can pull that shit off is because us as men, as a general, right? You think that way, try hard. I think that way, right? I'm like, look, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. If you're not down with the program, fuck you. But you can pull that, and then a girl can turn around and go to POF, go to Tinder, go to whatever, and find an idiot that's gonna be like, alright, like, I'll take you out. You know, like the most fun I had talking to girls online and shit is when girls were like, oh, you know, we're not gonna fuck unless you take me out. And I'm like, okay, why? Well, because it's respecting. I'm like, okay, I guess you're right, but my thing is, why do you think that respect is a $40 plate at a restaurant?
Yep.
And they're like, well, I was brought up that way. I'm like, okay, but again, you're not answering the question. My question is, why do you think that respect, a man only respects your body when he gives you food? And ultimately, if I do that, you're proving to me that you're a prostitute. Oh, no, that's not what it is. I'm like, what's the difference between food and money? And the worst is, if I go to a prostitute and I'm like, what's your price? She's going to say, okay, for an hour is $160. I pay the $160 and I fuck. Which is an equal exchange. Now, is it moral or not? That's not my problem. The problem is, We have a mutual exchange. We were happy. I leave happy. She leaves with her money. Now, I take a girl out, and then it's like, I respected you, gave you what you needed, and I'm an asshole now for saying, hey, we should go home. And then now you're like, oh, well, no, I think that we should go to like more like food excursions because I get to know you. What does it change? Like, just because you ate that chicken or you did that calamar and then you had that Chardonnay wine, it doesn't change anything. And don't get me wrong, I treat the girls that I date well. But I changed my mentality where I don't take them to dinner right away. Why? Because I'm like, why should I not treat the girl that's been coming to my place without asking questions?
Yep, true.
I just tell her, hey, we're not going to fuck today. What do you mean? I'm down to go to the fucking restaurant. They dress up. We talk about nothing and then go on separate ways.
But you're on to something. You know what I mean? Like, I think society as a whole, we're getting into a habit of rewarding bad behavior, right? And it's like the dog that fucks up. And then all of a sudden you're at the dog park and you're like, no!
Yeah.
Don't fuck up like that. And then like in a soft voice, you're like, we talked about this. Like,
yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
You know, like, it's the same shit.
Mm.
You can't have a tone and be like, hey, we talked about this.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up.
Yeah.
And then just be like, well, you know what I mean? Like, she's letting me hit it. So it's like, it's not like there's an abundance of chicks letting me hit it right now. So like, I gotta put up with it.
Well, no.
The problem is,
mm-hmm.
like, and you and me, we have this discussion all the time.
Yeah.
The culture, and like, that's Ottawa's fault, right? Like, the scene is built it so that like people can get away with murder, and who's getting away with the most? Hoes, right? Because they can basically do whatever they want, and they can say, hey, you know what? Like, if this isn't working out for you, and you don't like our arrangement, or you don't like this, or you don't like that, fuck you. Because you know what? Like, I'll go find another fuckboy, and then they tell you straight up, they're like, guess what you were to me? Like, a fuckboy, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, whether or not you were or you weren't, whether or not in your opinion it was more, it was less, it's like, that's who you were. Like, but like, you know what? I've always been the person to be like, cool, so I've been used for sex. I'm like, yes, like slow clap. But you know what? There's times where it's a piece of shit. But there's a lot of times when you can look back on it, it's like, you know what? You want to have that attitude? Cool, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Let me be as resilient as you. You know, you think you can just fucking come and you can do whatever you want, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna show up at Clinic's place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and
mm-hmm.
like, I'm gonna leave, and then, you know, 3 weeks later, I'm gonna decide that I want it again, and it's like, I'm gonna show up at Clinic's place. It's like, problem is, 3 weeks later, you show up at Clinic's place, and
mm-hmm.
Clinic's with a bitch.
Yeah.
It's like, there were no rules. You didn't want exclusivity, you didn't want anything else, but it's like, now you notice like the sheets are done, the sheets are changed, or this or that. It's like, well, why would he do that? Because like, you know, I fucked him 3 weeks ago, and like, you know, it's just me in that bed. So like, why? It's like, well, hey, bitch, I want to do laundry, and it's like,
not even. It's like I got a girl there.
But it doesn't matter what the reason is. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter what the reason is. I see what
you mean. Yeah.
Because why the fuck does it matter when it's you, right? When it's somebody else, it's like.
Mm-hmm.
You go over to a place, it's like, yo, were these sheets washed? Because, like, you know you weren't the last one in the bed. It's like,
yeah, but
were they washed or were they not? It's like, oh, they were. It's like, you're going to lie to my face, you're going to lie to my face. It's like, if you're not, then you're not.
Yeah, but, I mean, when it's me, I don't ask questions like that. Because I'm just like...
But I'm saying, I'm the same way, too. It's like, to me, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
It's like the scene has made it so that like what I'm saying is basically like our mothers, right? The people we cherish to death, they're not out there anymore.
Yeah, but it's done.
But I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like the era of like the classic lady is gone.
Yeah. Because
they don't exist. The era of the hot mess, that's what exists today.
Well, yeah.
You know, it's a bunch of white girls or fucking mulatto girls
anyone,
or fucking anybody. It doesn't matter. But it's a bunch of them going out with their friends
mm-hmm.
and just losing each other,
yeah.
getting drunk, doing whatever they want.
Yeah.
You finally get one alone so you can talk face to face, and then all of a sudden it's the same mother den that we talked about in the fucking like other video.
Yeah.
That needs to be entertained for no reason, or it's that you start popping shit off, and the next thing you know, like, you're being given some lame excuse as to why I can't go down.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, oh, you know what? You treated me really nice, and I've never been on a real date before, but I've had multiple boyfriends.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make you wait.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you have to wait for my pussy now because of that.
Because I decided.
Because I'm a dumbass, basically, for no fucking reason.
But that's what I'm saying.
But that's the culture, and that's what the talk is on, right?
Well, yeah, because put it that way. Let's say you could do anything that you want, and then there's no repercussion. You would abuse it, right?
Oh, 100%.
Well, this is what's going on with chicks right now. It's not that, it comes back to what we were saying at the previous talk, where we're like, all right, there's a way that society is, and there's a way that we want society to be, right? And then when we say, like, I have this theory, right? When we say, okay, guys finish last, right? They finish last not because of them being nice. It's because they don't, when it's crunch time, when it's time to just call someone out, or it's just time to be like, look, this is what I want to do, they don't do it. And power corrupts, man. So,
Oh, it does.
So if you as a chick, right? So you're a chick, and then you have this guy that wants to do everything and anything, and then you don't know how to deal with that. It's nice at the beginning, but after you're like, look, I want direction in my life, so you just find someone that treats you bad because, the guy that treats you bad,
he's gonna run your life.
Yeah, he's like, look, left. Oh, I don't want to do left. Okay, fuck you, I'm going left.
It's like, well, it's so great because he keeps me on track. He makes me go left even when I want to go right.
Yeah.
And the bitches are like, you should have gone right, bitch.
Right.
It's like, but the problem is they don't realize that shit until they're 40 now. And
Yeah.
then when they're 40 and they've got 2 kids, 3 failed marriages or whatever, and they meet some guy that's like 50, that's like, you know what? I realize you've been a hoe for your whole life.
Yeah,
But now I'm ready to treat you like a lady, and now I think you finally understand what it means to be a lady. That's the difference. That's what I'm saying. The problem is the 19s, the 20s, the 18s, the 17s, and the 21s of today don't understand what it means to be those ages. So they're all acting 15. They're all acting like, you know what? I just fucked for the first time. I had sex with my first boyfriend, or I had sex for the 4th time with the 5th guy in my grade, or whatever.
Yeah.
They're acting like they're fucking 15, and they're acting like sex is the world. And don't get me wrong, you and me, we're not ones to shy away from a talk. You know what I mean?
No.
We're not ones to shy away from the process either, and we're both down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we love.
But
doing that.
But that's what I mean. It's like all of a sudden, like they just take the fucking rule book and they throw it out the window, and they're doing it so often that now that's the norm. It's like after you've done the sex ed talk, after you fucked 4 guys at age of 15,
You're done.
Which is common now.
You're done.
It's like take the rule book on what you think is like a relationship, throw it out the window.
Well,
take the rule book on what you think is casual sex, throw it out the rule. Take the rule book on how you want to treat just guys that want to be your friends, throw it out the window. Like all the books in the house are going out the window. And then it's like, you know what? After you're done, say fuck it, light a match, throw it behind you, let it hit a trail of gunpowder, blow that shit up, and then let's not even look at the ashes until we turn 40. And then let's pick up the pieces and learn from the mistakes when we turn 40. Or after our 3rd kid with a 3rd guy.
Okay, but it comes down to, and that's going to be like my last thing there, my last thought on it. Okay, it comes down to if we compare those girls' quote-unquote career to like a guy playing in the NBA. And I'll explain, right? You get into the league at, 18, 19, 20, whatever, right?
Okay.
And then those chicks do the same thing, right? You get in, all the guys want to fuck them, right? So you get into the league as an NBA player, you can jump, and you're quick. But you're not developing that mid-range. You're not developing that 3-point shot. You're not developing your defense, right? So you're like, fucking young gun in the league, 3rd, 4th year. I can just outrun anyone. I can just jump to anyone. I can dunk. I can block. But what those girls don't understand is that ultimately,
you're not a well-rounded human being.
Right. So you don't have the tools because you always have that group of guys trying to hook up or do anything, be your friend.
In your corner telling you you're the best thing since fucking sliced bread.
So
and building you up to this ego.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, there's bitches out there, they're the hottest chicks in the world. So when a guy gives them a compliment like, hey, bitch, you're fire, you know? After they hear that from like the third or fourth guy, the next guy that gives them the compliment, they're going to be like, stop. And they're not going to say stop because they don't believe it. They're going to say stop because they're fishing, right? Because any girl that's out there and they're a dime, and they're being told they're a dime every day from like strangers or from guys at work or from this or from that, and then like all of a sudden there's a dude that they're fucking or a dude that they're hooking up with or a dude that they're dating, and then they're telling him, hey, stop that. Like, stop telling me I'm beautiful because I don't believe it myself. You're a fucking hoe. Okay? And the reason you're a hoe is because you know you're good looking. If 7 people out of 7 walk down the street and they're like, you're a pretty girl, why would you believe it from a fucking stranger? But you're not going to believe it from a guy that's seeing you every day, even if it's just a fuck. Even if it's, that's what I mean, even if it's just a fuck, why are you going to play a self-esteem card?
Because you...
It's a power dynamic, that's why.
But that's the thing, it's just like, okay. So this girl, the problem is just the fact that the compliment is not a compliment anymore. I.e., now she thinks, okay, the reason he's saying that is that it's your only angle to talk to me. This is why, like, I've learned that a long time ago.
I agree with what you're saying. You're saying, like, the market is so saturated. Like, I've heard this comment so much that in my head it's saturated, and it's like, it's no longer genuine. It's like, you can have the most sincere, like, you can have all the sincerity in the world behind your voice.
Right.
When you're saying, like, you're a beautiful girl, but the second I heard it from you, I've already heard it 3 times today.
Right.
It's like, at this point, it's getting old, so at this point, I don't believe it myself.
No.
Because so many people are telling me, so fuck off.
Yeah.
And then the guy is sitting there and he's like,
yeah, but...
What do I say?
Yeah, but this is why you don't... I mean, if you teach a guy how to, like, you know, get girls...
Well, we're all guilty of it. It doesn't matter.
No, we are, but I'm saying this is why, right off the bat, I don't do it. I'll go to a girl and I'll ask a question about what she's wearing or about what's going on. Like, I gave you an example yesterday. I went to this girl and I'm like, hey, like, what's going on there? Because I see a circle. I knew what was going there, but it was kind of an excuse. It was like, you have to answer me, and based on what your answer, I can continue. But that girl was mint. Cute girl. But I went with, hey, what's going on with that circle over there? Because I can't see, because there was a guy that was like 6'5" in front of me. And she's like, oh, they're having a dance off. I'm like, okay, are you having a good night? She's like, yeah, you know, it's okay. You know, they dance all right. And then based on that, I did my exit. So, you know, the problem with the whole compliment thing is just the fact that even if the guy, like you said, is righteous about it, he's like, man, I believe it. But it has no value anymore. They want to hear it from whoever they're fucking or whoever they're in a relationship with. Because that validates the fact that they are pretty. That validates the fact that when other people are watching them, they're like, okay, they're seeing what this one guy or those guys that I'm dealing with are seeing, which makes it valid.
See, all I want to say is this, to your counterpoint. What you're saying is the exact opposite of what I said, which is, because I'm saying, like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're hearing it from so many scrubs every day, or just randoms, that by the time they get to that person that cares about them, or that person that they're fucking, or that person that's whatever, they're saturated to the point where it's like, you know what? I heard this shit 7 times today. I don't need to hear this a 7th.
Oh, I see.
The second I hear it a 7th, I don't believe in myself anymore. It's like everyone's telling me my teeth look great, but I've had food in my teeth all day, and not one person thought to say, hey, you know what? I got food in my teeth. And you know what? Like, that's my closing statement on it. I think we're on the same page for that.
Yeah.
But my whole, like, to wrap this up and to kind of like turn the talk like back to what we originally discussed, because sometimes we do tangents. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But like, to turn the topic back, it's like, what we're discussing is that culture has changed, and like it kind of went from like a club culture to like a society perspective of culture. And I mean, that's fine because it developed, it grew. You know, like the topic grew. I'm not gonna ever like take that away. But what's great about it is that it's all true, right? It's all the truth, and it's all coming from a place where like basically like this is just life experience, right? Like the life experience is, hey, you know what? Like we do all this shit, we make all these mistakes, so that whoever's listening to this can learn from it. Yeah. And more importantly, can be like, hey, you know what? If I take 30 minutes a day, I listen to one of these fucking talks, maybe I get 2 minutes of quality information out of it, and it's a 30-minute video. Maybe I get 4 minutes. Maybe the entire thing was fire, and the entire thing was like, oh my god, that's my fucking life. These guys get me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean.
But I'm saying, to wrap it up, like, shit's changed. Yeah. You know, shit's changed. Like,
for the best or for the worst, though?
These hoes, no, for the worst. Okay. These hoes out here aren't our moms. They're not our grandmothers. No. And I mean, I'm not trying to date my mom, and I'm not trying to date my grandmother. No, but I'm saying, like, it's a different genre of lady. Yeah. Right? Like, from what my opinion is, it went from classical to, like, not giving a fuck. Yeah. And the problem is, everybody has welcomed that with open arms. Just like they welcomed yoga pants, it's like, oh shit, this is great. Because people don't fucking care anymore, which means I cannot care. But when you're at the gym every fucking day, when I'm fucking sitting here working on my game every fucking day, and it's like, we're clearly giving a fuck, right? And fucking hoes can just come out of nowhere and not give a fuck. And again, hoes, that's not a term against women, right? That's not saying like, oh my god, you know what? All these women are hoes. I'm not saying that. I said that earlier, and you know what? That's true to me, because I'm straight. But if you're a girl listening to this, and it's like, hoe for you is a fuckboy. Hoe for you is like all the dudes that are playing you. Yeah, right? If you're gay, cool. It's still the fuckboy.
But it's the thing. It's still the same thing.
But that's what I mean. Like, there's lesbians that are going to listen to this shit, and they're going to be like, you know what? Bitches are just as trifling as these guys are making them sound. Because I'm going through the same shit that these guys are going through.
Lesbians would understand, I think.
But 100%. But I'm not saying my target audience is straight guys and lesbians.
No, right? But it's
for everyone. It makes sense, but what I don't need is I don't need people looking at this and being like, Ray, you're too generalistic. Because the topic is broad, and when I make statements, they're broad too, because if you use the veil of what I'm saying and you apply it to your everyday situation, I'd say probably 9 out of 10 times you're going to find that it works for you. Yeah. And what I'm saying applies.
But what you need to understand, right, is this, okay? It's not too general because, you know, we get all those statistics, right, from everything. You know, if you take any, like, girls' magazines, they'll tell you, you know, 7 out of 10 women thinks this about sex, or 7 out of 10 women don't go out, or 7 out of 10 women this, that, and the third. But I tell that to people all the time. You take that as true. They're like, this is a statement that did the polls and shit, right? But a poll, you don't poll everyone. Do you? You don't.
No.
You take a sample, doesn't matter if it was 10 people or 10 million people, and you said, based on those, we're just going to take that sample and just apply it to the whole world. So I don't think anyone can say, oh, this is too general, because that's too much, that's too easy of an argument to have. Yeah, true. It's not an argument. Okay? Like, if you're offended by it because I said hoes, then you need to change your behavior. Because ultimately, if you're not a hoe, you're not doing that, the message is not for you. This podcast is to give you options, other options to think. And not just be like, alright, I'm gonna be a basic girl and shit. Yeah, you know how we have like that basic white girl thing, like kind of like a label. Oh, she's basic. She goes to, Starbucks. She wears Ugg boots and shit. But I don't want girls to be basic. I.e., they get offended when they need to be offended, but they don't know why. They're happy because they're happy. Oh, it's summer, let's be out. Oh, it's winter, let's not be out. What kind of shit is that? You need a philosophy, you need a logic when it comes to shit like that. And this is why, like, I want people to not just look at, okay, those guys are rambling for like 50 minutes, and then, we don't understand where the shit goes. No, you need to look at it as, okay, these are tools, these are a way to think. These are other ways to think. That if a guy is listening, all right, like, don't get into the mistake of thinking, oh, well, I can't get a girl because X, Y, Z. No, the reason you can't get girls, and I'll tell you what right now, is because you go with, the Kool-Aid of what society gives you, which is you need muscles, you need a car, you need the shit together. The best people that we know didn't have nothing of that.
Don't have, still to this day don't have that shit.
But the difference between them and another guy, it's not height, it's not color, it's not money, it's not anything. The difference is they have a philosophy when it comes to shit like that. They go out and they're like, all right, it's a take and leave approach. That's it. Hey, you want to dance? No? All right. The night's not ruined because it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, and it happened to me too. I'm talking to girls, I'm like, look, Tuesday, blah, 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 let's make it happen. But to close this shit off, okay, don't see it as just two guys rambling, being mad about anything. It's just that it's the frustration that comes with it. Because we're here, thinking about shit like that. We're here like manufacturing thoughts, manufacturing how to think, how to act. And then the girl could just be like, the fuck you talking about? Get out.
Yeah.
So that's it. So,
as always, guys,
take it or leave it.
we do appreciate a like. We do appreciate the support. Appreciate the views. If you're new, please subscribe. You can subscribe to the channel Calling Out Clinic. That's where we've been putting out most of the videos.
Yeah.
If you want, you can go over and check out Alessandro Tryhard. I don't think there's anything on that channel yet.
Yeah,
but there'll probably be a couple talks here and there, and we'll kind of split them up. Might just be my own thing, but we'll see. In the meantime, guys, like I said, sub, like, share it with a friend. It means a lot to us. But more importantly, just make sure you get the word out. Make sure that people know, like Clinic has been saying, that this is a tool, right? This isn't us telling you how to think. It's a tool. You can use it. You can not use it. Yeah. It doesn't make a fucking difference to us. No. It's like as far as our concern is, we're doing the service already because we put the shit out there.
Yeah.
If you choose to listen to it, cool. Yeah. If you don't, again, no hard feelings. Like, much love, appreciate you. Go fuck yourself. If you do choose to listen to it, you're still like, I don't even know where we're at. Like 30, 36 or 37 minutes into this video, maybe 40, I don't know.
No, we're past that.
But it's like, whatever time we're at for this video, it's like, it's going to go up in one shot. We're not going to chop it down. We're not going to do like 15 or whatever. We're going to put it up. If you want to sit through the whole thing, you want to watch it, cool. I hope you learned something. If you didn't, like, you just killed 40 minutes. But I know you did. So more importantly, watch the channel. Let's fucking see what's going to come up next. We're going to try to get some new content out to you a few nights a week. And thanks as always, guys. Alessandro Tryhard.
Clinic. I'm out.
Peace.